Hey guys, welcome back to GamersRemorse and Friends play Dungeons and Dragons, Hoard of the Dragon Queen. Also known as Sean eating chips. Last time the party cleared out the dragon hatchery and managed to get an egg, skin a bunch of assault drakes, and kill a bunch of people. And that is where we now pick off, guys. You guys just exited the area. You're in the empty camp. How would you like to divvy your treasure, and where would you like to go from here?
Alrighty. So I've kind of got a little bit of a list here. First things first, do we want to take a quick short rest to make sure that the dagger that is magical is also linked with the bracer? Just in case we wanted to go back in there and try and find it if it isn't.
Sure, who has the bracer?
I've got them both.
What? I thought I had the dagger.
Oh, okay, you have the dagger.
Oh yeah.
I thought I had the bracer.
There you go, there's the dagger.
Yay!
Pure confusion.
Yep. So, dagger, do what you guys will for the short rest. Let's take it real quick.
Oh, you're just gonna osmosis the dagger.
Yep. Well,
I
not
threw-
pointing in first.
I threw it at him.
Would you like to roll to hit for that?
Attune this.
Dodge action?
Alright, is there anything the rest of you guys would like to do during the short rest?
I'm just
Can I-
doing the math on my.
Can I forage for jerky?
Yes, you can
How
forage
long
for
is the
turkey.
short rest?
1 hour.
1 hour.
I would assume that I also picked up my poison thingies from before.
The barbs that
Never
you
went
thrown.
down.
So we're outside at this point, right?
Yep, so you guys are just kind of like just outside of the tunnel.
Okay.
Yep. I'll
I'd like to go out to that main path and
Mhm.
see if I can't just take a look out there and see if there's anyone out there. I'm gonna kind of go on an I Spy mission.
Okay. Do you want to give me a stealth and a perception check?
Let's see, stealth and perception.
Alright, so I will get to you with what you see. Do the rest of you guys want to do anything, or are you just going to chillax and hang around for an hour?
Taking the rest.
Chillax.
yeah, I'll take a rest.
Okay.
Are we healing, or should we hit dice, or what's up?
Do what you want. If it's a short rest.
Yeah, I'm just saying, is there any other healing resources before I should use hit dice?
Right. 6 good berries.
I'm only 1 hit point down, so I'm good.
I'm at full health.
I'm down 7, so I'll take a hit die. At least.
Yep.
What?
Some people get hit.
I'm
Sean.
trying to think if I'm actually at 26 or if I'm actually at max. Because I feel like I should be at max, I just don't think I updated my character sheet with it.
We haven't technically leveled, right?
No, you'll level pretty much at the end of this day.
Alright.
So, alright, and I, off the top of my head, cannot remember if Galileus was attacked during any of the last battles or not.
Because we dropped that final woman like it was
Yeah.
nobody's business.
That was ridiculous.
Like it was hot.
Yes. Yep. But, all right, so we'll just presume. I mean, you'll get healed when you level, so I mean you can decide if you want to just do anything with that or not.
I'll just leave it as is. I'm 2 HP down.
Yeah.
And I think that was from last time. I think I got 2 good berries, but I can't remember. And now that the map is different, I can't see my character, so can't check that.
I can.
Because I had typed it in, but
Yeah.
like, on my character.
Maybe. I need to come up with better names of my maps. Not that one. Oh, wait. It's because I didn't archive it. Your character has...
Goodberry.
Where is your character? Oh, you'd moved. 28.
I had 28.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at full HP. I'll just
Okay.
change that on here then. There
All
we
right.
go.
So first off, through osmosis, you recognize that this is a typical dagger, but it has been enchanted to bond with a bracer. So
Yay!
if wielded in the same hand as the bracer is worn, the wearer will have resistance to acid damage.
Okay.
And Aaron stealthily gets to the edge of the... Galaneus
Thank you.
stealthily gets to the edge of the area, and kind of like looking about, he can tell that the dragons headed up to the north. And clearly, he doesn't see anyone or anything, but he sees deep wagon wheel ruts. Clearly, they left hastily, headed north.
Okay. Cool.
And which book? I did not get the map for this area because I am either poor or lazy. I'll let you pick which one. But just as a point of reference, where you guys are, you are to the south of Greenest at this point. So they went north, but you know they didn't go through Greenest because that's where you guys were when they left, and you would have seen them.
Yep.
So I forget, do we owe information back to the folks at Greenest, or are we on trailing mission?
I feel like we were asked to come check this place out, and they wanted information about this place.
As a memory refresher, the monk Leosin asked you guys to investigate the hatchery and figure out what they were doing in there. And he asked if you could return to him with any information possible. And he said he would be going to the town of, wait for it, El Turel to meet with the head of his order, which is north of Greenest, which is north of you guys.
I've got a favor to actually call in at Greenest. I wouldn't mind going through there on the way.
Okay. Let's head
Alright.
back that way.
Put your shoes in the middle.
Alright, so
I'll
yeah,
go grab.
you guys can quite simply find your way back to Greenest without any difficulty. And someone else found that for you, so I don't need to.
The egg didn't spur any issues.
The egg has not hatched on your way back. Remind me to tell you a fun story about leaving Dragon Age incubation open on my computer monitor at work sometime. Not like I did that or anything. But as you guys arrive back towards Greenest, Governor Nightingale and the sergeant, whose name I don't remember, so we're just going to call him Tom, who attempted to take Keithan's place to fight the half-dragon.
Escargot.
Escargot? No, that's the dwarf.
Oh, yeah.
So the soldier
Perhaps you
and...
can keep track of all your wrong names.
People have lots of names in this world. So as you guys arrive, Tom and Nightingale come running out to you guys. You know, and there's kind of like, welcome back. What did you find? What did you learn on your journey? And it's about 9 or 10 at night. It's fairly late at this point.
Tell them what we can in an hour. We found a dragon hatchery. Sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, we found the dragon hatchery. Offed a couple of drakes and this purple cloak person all at the same time. Is that of interest?
You found a dragon hatchery. The guard kind of steps in front of Nightingale, clearly more inclined on the ongoings of the world about them. What do you mean a hatchery? Are they raising dragons?
We believe there might be a chance of that. We definitely did not take any dragon eggs, though. And I kind of shuffle in front of it.
Yeah. When you put the egg in the
Can't
cart,
take them anywhere.
when you put the egg in the cart, like, did you try to disguise it at all, or how is that sitting?
It looks like a giant Easter egg.
Yeah, I used prestidigitation on it and painted it up like an Easter egg.
Okay.
Because they have Easter.
No.
They might.
Yeah. So Tom, he kind of looks at the cart and he sees this giant colored egg in the back. And he just kind of looks at it. He's like, What is this, may I ask? This decorated idol? Or what have you? What did you find?
It is a giant rock that we are trying to pass off as a dragon egg. We would like to try and infiltrate into the cult of the dragon more, and by giving them an offering, maybe they'll let us in. So we found this really nice rock that looks exactly like one.
Oh.
So we painted it for now to disguise it, not to scare anybody.
Give me a
Deception roll.
Can I have advantage?
I'm going to give you advantage because that story does make reasonable sense based on
Since it was half my story, can I also make a deception roll?
based on how Tom responds here.
Yes, crit.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Tom just kind
Never
of looks
mind.
at Keith and he's just like, that is impressive. I like the way you guys think. And looking at it, he's like, it clearly looks like a real egg. Were it not decorated in such an odd manner, I would think it was a real dragon egg.
We are quite skilled.
He just kind of looks pleased and turns to Nightingale and he's like, Nightingale, I believe you had some news for the men upon their return. To which the governor, he just kind of nods. He's like, the elf that sent you on your quest, Leosin, I believe his name was. He asked me to inform you that he was going to be heading north to the town of Eltruel. He actually bought each of you a horse to aid you on your journey and requests that you come quickly. I know not of your plans, but they would like to speak with you as soon as you are willing.
Now, one question. We don't have to return these horses?
Well, they are owned by the monk, so it'd be up to him as to what you would do with them.
Good. Just wanted to clarify.
I like this monk.
Clearly, he likes you as well.
I will take the saddle off of Captain Cupcake and put it on my horse, who has yet to be named.
How about Horace?
Horace
I
the
gotta
horse.
think do you remember what kind of saddle I had?
You had a military saddle, I believe.
Yeah.
Was it a military one?
Yes,
I
because
remember
you
you
wanted one
wanted.
you could go into combat with.
Yeah, you wanted one that could be put on a war horse.
Okay. Well, also known as Gabe.
Yes.
Well,
Hey there, war horse.
Just for that, you're riding a war pony.
And looking at these horses, you can tell that they are designed initially to, pull wagons, and for hard labor. They're not designed specifically, to go into combat or anything. It's more to aid around a farm. So is there anything else you guys would like to do while you're in town before calling it a night, or do you want to just hit the road again? What doth thou desire?
I had a friend on the night shift I'd like to go visit. His name is Phineas.
Oh, the monk.
Cleric.
Cleric, yes. I'm not a...
Bard?
I don't know the monks well, but I know of Phineas.
That's good. I know him too.
Okay.
I will barely even talk to the monk. I'm walking straight for the cleric tents.
Alright. So, he heads over. Do the rest of you guys want to do anything?
Stop by a weaponsmith and see if they have a lance in yet.
Okay.
What do you guys think? I know I've just walked away, but I'm going to assume I had this conversation. We've got stuff we can sell. Do you want to sell the common stuff, like the splint mail, greatsword, and great axe here, where it might be a little more valuable?
Well, did we want to sell the splint mill? Is there anybody who would want it?
I don't think there's
Did we
anybody in the
decide that was
party now.
magical?
Oh, I guess detect magic ritual. I think I did this for all
Yeah.
of it, but
Yeah, I thought we determined that splint mail was magical, right?
You
I
had
don't think so.
detected magic in the chamber, in the last room where you guys would have had everything. And the only things you were getting a ping off of were the dagger and the bracer.
Okay. So
And
we've got
Ignatius.
and Ignatius. So we've got some splint mail, a great sword, and a great axe.
Didn't we have a silver cup once upon a time?
Not on my list.
Alright.
I think you're thinking of one of
The brass
hallows.
bracer?
What was that, Brian?
I think you're thinking of one of the Deathly Hallows.
Well, we do have a ring.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna follow Gabe.
Okay.
Okay. For those going to the weaponsmith, I'm just going to offload the splint mail and great sword and great axe to you.
Okay.
See what you can get for a price.
I'll just take Captain Cupcake and the wagon over. Sell it.
Just one more thing to mention. We did pick up some dragon motif scabbards and dragon regalia. I assume we're going to want to keep those as disguises.
Yeah, it's probably good to keep until we can promote ourselves.
Cool. We also have 4 dragon talismans, bone, soapstone, ivory, and wood. We never really did figure out if there was anything behind them.
I think it's just valuable stuff we want to cash out, right?
Yeah, they don't have a value in here, but I'm inclined to hold on to those for a little while. I didn't get a price from Brian on those.
And those are things you would have to probably take to someone who knows
Stuff
to identify their value.
Yep. So, splint mail, great sword, great axe, going with the weapon people.
Yep. All right, so Twidget and Aranor, the two of you, go towards the temple where you know most of the clerics will be staying. I mean, just entering the temple pretty quickly, Phineas sees you and just kind of comes over and he's like, good friend, I'm glad you returned. Are you still interested in our business?
I certainly am. I believe we had talked about a spell which would allow flame to come out of an object pretty much forever, so that I may cast light on my dungeoneering travails.
That is correct. I believe I told you I would need to sleep on the matter, which I have. I would be more than willing to grant the service upon you.
Fantastic. Now, not to get into the gory details too much, but what would this service require of me as payment?
Considering all of the great deeds you have done for our city, I think just a humble donation to the temple, no more than 5 gold, should be fine.
Fantastic. At that point, I'll actually hand him 15 good berries and 50 gold.
Okay. Yeah, his eyes just get huge, and
From
he's just,
your own money, right?
Sorry?
I'm just giving you crap. Not from the
Sorry, I
party's
wasn't
pool.
listening to you. No, not from the party pool.
Sorry, I was tuning you out. That's what I heard.
Yep.
Yeah. So his eyes get huge. I mean, he's just like, our temple has not seen a donation like this since a great merchant caravan headed through here on its way to the tradeway, asking for a blessing all the way up to Neverwinter. It's thank you very greatly. And he also takes the good berries and puts them in a pouch, popping one in his mouth. And he's like, I hadn't eaten for nearly a day. I already feel full. It's magic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I'll lean towards him kind of conspiratively and just, point at the gold and say, just don't misuse it. And I'll have a little bit of just kind of a almost Santa Claus type twinkle thing going on.
I believe Santa Claus Twinkle is a cantrip. So
Druidcraft.
Yeah, and so he casts the spell for you. It takes him trying to find casting time.
For what it's worth, I'm having that cast on a thick piece of leather that I could tie around my head.
Yep. All right. So it's essentially like a cave light.
Yep. Well, it's a whole thing with the light. So when I tie it on my head, it should still give me 360.
Yep. Okay, so you're talking about like the top of your head.
Yeah, think
No,
of it
like-
kind of like headband type thing.
Yep. Okay. So.
Twidget.
Yep. Let's see here. Our perception. Yeah, he totally doesn't even notice Twidget's fart. He only rolled a 6 on his perception. Is there?
Aw.
So I mean, when he finishes, he kind of looks at the two of you and is like, "Is there anything else the two of you would desire?"
I'm willing to shake his hand and tell him to have a fantastic day and hope to see him at some point in the future when Greenhest has recovered and is prosperous.
Yeah, he gladly shakes your hand very enthusiastically. Turning to Twidget, he's like, "Anything for you, young master?"
No, I'm good.
All right. Well then, peace be upon the two of you. I will take this donation to the temple safe and wish you well on your way. Then as he walks over, one of the older clerics of the order kind of approaches him, and they start talking. And the older cleric clearly insinuating he probably could have gotten more money out of you. And the young cleric being like, "I did what was right in the eyes of," I even forgot who they Chandao. I've heard about
Tiamat.
this.
TMS.
Yeah. Their argument kind of fades off in the distance. So jumping back to the weapon salesman.
Is it like this or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiamat.
There's multiple ones. That was the one apparently that you liked.
Whoa.
So Keithan was taking the weapons to a weaponsmith. Did anyone wish to go with him?
I mean, I'll go along. I have nothing else that I'm really doing.
Okay. So the two of you guys, I guess, take Cupcake and the wagon with the weapons and the armor to the previous weapon salesman that you had talked to. You kind of see him sitting outside smoking a pipe. Cupcake, sorry, what did I call him?
You called him Cupcake. It's Captain.
Okay, sorry, Captain Cupcake. So Captain Cupcake and the two of you walk over there. He's sitting out there smoking his pipe, and he just waves at you as you approach. How was your quest, young friends? He kind of
It was
asks.
quite good, quite good.
I hope that what I provided was beneficial on your journeys.
It very much has been. And we come bearing some items that we would like to sell to you. We know that some of your weapons and stuff were not the greatest in the attack, and we found some things that might interest you.
Well, what have you? Please tell. Please show.
And I'll take him out to the Captain Cupcake wagon and show him our wares.
Okay. And he takes a couple deep drags on the pipe. Is that what it's called on a pipe? I have no idea. But he just kind of looks over the stuff and he's just like, good armor, weapons. Are there any great stories behind these? Any great foes that you slayed in the process of acquiring them?
Yes. You remember that dragon or the half dragon that assaulted the keep, and I had fought. Well, he may not live anymore.
Very good.
Also, there was a spellcaster, mini kobolds, some more drake creatures, and we even came across dragon eggs, which we have eliminated.
As you say this, his eyes kind of rest on the Easter egg in the back of your wagon.
And I'll tell him the exact same story I said before.
All right, let's see.
You should get advantage because he's telling the same lie.
Exactly.
Well,
Lying's good if you can keep it straight.
Well, this guy crit failed his perception, so he's just like, wow, yes, I mean, were I in the cult of the dragon, I would think this was a real egg and gladly let you join me. I'm not in the cult of the dragon, don't get me wrong. He says.
No, I understand.
Yep. He's like, but I must say, and he kind of glances around, and he's like, this great sword here, was that sword from the beast that you fought in the courtyard?
Yes it is, and I grab it and pull it out of the scabbard and hold it with both hands.
May I check the balance? He asks, kind of reaching out.
Sure, by all means.
And so he kind of has it.
It is a quality weapon.
Yeah. He kind of looks at it and he goes, "Don't let the guards know this, but I have an appreciation for finer wares, as you may recall from our previous discussion. I think I would like this for my personal collection, if you'd be willing to part with it for, say, 45 gold."
45.
Let's see. That's a great sword.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm checking it against what the GM told me we could get for it. Making sure we're not getting screwed.
How much do mundane of these weapons go?
I mean, were I to have a great sword that you could freshly forged that you would carry into battle, well, that, of course, I would attempt to sell for 50 gold, but this is not a freshly forged greatsword, nor will it be carried into battle.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you can up it by five more gold, make it an even 50, you can use the story as your own.
He kind of ponders it for a while. You see a slight tinkling in the back of his eye. You'd almost think he had druid craft. And he just smiles and he goes, 50 gold it is. A fair trade.
Very well. Please enjoy this weapon.
Yeah. And he pulls a pouch from inside his tunic and drops 50 gold pieces and hands them to you. As for the splint mail and this axe I see here, how about 175 gold for the pair?
Wait, so we know that the splint mail is magic, right?
The splint mail is not magic.
It's not.
Oh, okay. I keep remembering wrong. I'm like, let's not just pocket the first person.
No, the only things that are magic are the bracers and the dagger.
And the dagger.
Yeah.
And we are keeping them.
Bracer, singular.
Yep. Oh no, I want 2 of them. So we can have 2 people wear it and share the dagger. So what was the cost again? Sorry.
I'll give you 175 for the pair, the splint mail and the great axe. I believe these could be resold to the potential other defenders, may chaps.
I think that is quite a fair trade, and for being willing and doing business with us, here is my stamp of approval and an ale fresh off the wagon.
He takes an ale, takes a big chug, and he's like, "It reminds me of the brew the former brewman here used to make before he left. Similar hops and mouthfeel."
Yes, this morning is a very good year.
This morning.
I meekly step forward and I go, "I realize this has been asked to death, but you don't have any studded leather, do you?"
Wow.
He just kind of looks at you and shakes his head, and he's like, "You remind me of someone I used to know. Looks just like you, matter of fact." So he takes out a different pouch than the one he used before, and he pours out 3 or 4 gold pieces, and then he drops the bag in your hand. It's like, "This should be 175, nearly all I have left."
Oh, wow. I take 5 out of my own pocket and give him that as well.
Okay.
Don't want to leave you with nothing.
He kind of nods and thanks you greatly, wishes you well on your way. Is there anything else, perhaps, that you would like to see while you're here?
Yes. I'm actually in search of a lance still. Do you, by chance, have any that you have acquired since the last time we spoke?
Mm-hmm. It has not been long, unfortunately, since our last conversation. But I talked with some of the guards, and I attempted to see what they had available and what they did not need. And the local sergeant, I don't know if you remember him or not, a man named Tom, who attempted to fight the half-beast man thing on your behalf. He was willing to sell me his old lance, figuring he would not be needing it anytime soon. and he leads you to the side of his house where he pulls out a fairly weathered lance. You can tell it's not freshly made by any means, but clearly it's just as good at lancing people and beasts as it once was.
Okay.
And he's like, I have this. I'd be willing to part with it for 10 gold.
I would be happy to take that from you. Thank you for doing the research and finding it for me. It'll be greatly appreciated in my coming battles.
He nods and gladly hands you the lance. Is there anything else any of you would need?
We know he's tapped out, right?
As far as money?
Yeah.
Much.
Well, 10 gold, right?
He now has 18 gold in his
I was gonna say, as a fence,
corporate pouch.
As a fence, we could probably get rid of those carved statues and crap. But if he doesn't have the money to pay for it, let's not.
For the
Oh,
dragon
yeah.
stuff, I'd rather find someone who's looking at for the dragon stuff and make sure that
Okay.
there's not some greater significance.
Those are more of a acquired taste, and I think a larger city would be beneficial.
So
Yeah.
plot hooks rather than just cash out. Okay.
Not to be confused with poison hooks.
Yes, I have those too. I'll turn to Galaneus and ask, did you need any more arrows?
I'm not actually sure if I've lost any arrows.
I think you lost one. I
I
remember
lose
one going
one?
awry. Yeah. You're down
Alright.
1 or 2 total.
Alright, so I think I do need a couple arrows.
Yep. Looking at your character sheet, it looks like you have 17,
Is that what I have?
according to your character sheet.
But who's counting?
That's pretty good.
Because I normally loot them back, and normally I've been pretty good about getting them. But
You had a few that broke because you missed.
I wouldn't be too surprised. Ah, there it is.
Under weapons.
Yep. Thank you.
So, I mean, hearing
looks
your
like I'm-
question, hearing the question, he looks at it and he goes, "Are you in the market for arrows?"
I believe I am. I believe I would need 3 arrows.
He kind of opens a chest sitting on his front porch. And he goes, "Well, if you would like more than 3, I have plenty." And inside this chest, you see probably 40 or 50 arrows lying there.
Get a whole nother quiver.
Am I allowed to do that?
My ranger has 5 quivers and 100 arrows.
Awesome.
So, go
you
for
wouldn't
it.
keep them at ready, but yes, you could probably have several quivers.
No. I've actually have like a blind system where you pull a string and it rotates.
So left hip, left shoulder, right shoulder, and in between the legs, or I don't know where
Yeah.
the 5th one goes.
The last one, that one's kind of risky, so that's how I know that I'm running out.
Alright, so yes, I will gladly take 2 full quivers. I mean, basically, I would take all of them and a couple quivers to hold it in.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, he's willing to sell you a quiver for a gold apiece, as you desire, and he'll fill each of the quivers for an additional gold.
I will take that action.
And he's like, "And tell you what, if you buy 2 full quivers, I'll throw in 3 extra arrows to fill your third."
For the OCD.
Alright, tell you what, here's 5 gold pieces for it.
Yeah. His eyes twinkle as he takes the 5 gold pieces, and he's just like, "I wish you guys were in town more often. This does well for my pocket." Yeah,
Well, how about this? Do you by chance have a heavy crossbow,
Ooh.
I'm gonna
I
have
know where he's going with this.
or perchance 4 of them?
Or maybe a small ballista.
Yeah.
What's a small ballista?
Or ballista? I guess I'm trying to go singular.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I was gonna say, is that even a weapon? Because I'm not seeing anything.
It's not a man-portable weapon.
It's a siege weapon.
Basically, Captain Cupcake's gonna be a traveling armory, if you know what I'm doing.
you
Ah,
can ignore my random hashtag.
I'm gonna laugh when you guys put all kinds of crap on him, and since he's not a war horse, he's like gets really skittish and takes off with everything.
Donkeys are very not skittishy.
That's why we bought a donkey.
That's what you think before I start making random rolls. He kind of looks at you and he goes, "Unfortunately, my friends, I do not have any longbows. Or sorry, I don't have any crossbows. You could check at the keep. The soldiers may have some."
Oh, I don't want to take anything that they are currently using.
He's like, well, no.
I'll get chances in the future.
It's like, well, knowing now I can't remember his name because you guys always call him Escargot.
Escobar?
There we go. It's like knowing Escobar, he'd be willing to part with most of what he has. It would just cost you well over the average retail.
I'm not worth getting goaded, so
Okay.
I will wait.
Okay.
It is not a dire matter.
Mm-hmm. And he kind of smiles again and relights his pipe. I'm just like, well, it has been a pleasure. I'm going to finish my pipe here and call it a night, but I wish you well on the rest of your journeys. If you're in the area again, my pocket always needs more gold in it. He kind of laughs.
Please rub our Easter rock for good luck.
He gladly goes up and he rubs it, and he kind of looks at you and just like, it's warm. I would almost think there actually was a dragon inside.
Yeah, we've done all this ahead of time. We've thought it through to make it as realistic as possible.
You might want to wash your hand. It's a little corrosive too.
Also salmonella.
He just kind of laughs. And he's just like, I know, you are kind, good sir. Well done. You can tell he has no idea what that means. He's just seen other people do it.
I will bid him farewell and turn Captain Cupcake around.
Okay.
Is there a first bank? Oh, sorry about that.
He watches you guys fade off into the distance, smoking his pipe.
Can I walk off into the sunset?
You can. Well, it's like 9 at night, so the sun's already down.
I will light a torch and put it in front of me.
You'll walk off into the torch set.
Yeah.
It's really smoky.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do before calling it a night, or did you just want to hit the road this very night? What are your...
Go to the bar and share my tales.
Okay.
And start creating loyal customers to the KT Brewing Company.
All right. So does anyone else have anything they desire to do before they call it a night?
Can I see if there's any... Go ahead.
There is no first bank of greenest, unfortunately.
Okay.
Is there any signs of Thieves' Cant anywhere? It's a long shot, but I figured I'd ask.
You know what? We're going to give you a ability roll on this.
What do I use? You roll for me. Got it.
Yep. You actually... walking towards the tavern, you see something in Thieves' Cant. It says...
Twidget was here.
I knew it!
Did it while he was...
I just don't remember.
Unable to find player. You see that written in Thieves' Cant as you walk towards as you walk towards the tavern.
Thanks, Brian. That's useful.
You might want
to. I inquire to the other guys in my party. Do you guys have a phone I could use? No. All right.
You have message.
All right, Brian. I'm gonna send a message to that.
Oh, jeez.
And say, "What up?"
Ye old answering machine.
For a good town call, Nightingale or something.
Pretty close.
Yeah. So, do you guys all just turn into the tavern and share stories and attempt to market KT Brewing?
Yeah, KT Brewing and sharing our stories. Because we're also a publishing company.
Yeah. Is there anything any of the rest of you would like to do?
Can I run a currency exchange real quick so I can get people their money?
Yep.
First, let me prestidigitate some more coins in your hand.
This is why you don't let Twidget man the treasury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, with 4 copper left over, all of y'all get ready to put some money in your pockets.
All right.
8 platinum,
Wow.
Wow.
0 gold, 2 silver, and 4 copper.
Excellent.
So 8024.
Who
And
do
unless
we
I got my math
appreciate?
wrong, that's essentially equivalent to about 80 gold.
Yeah, that's about right.
So I mean, if you want to put 80 gold, you can do that too.
Yep. I just put my sheet does it in platinum.
Yep.
It's lighter.
And you could easily find people to make trades with to get the currency in your desired form.
Excellent.
I want it all in copper pieces and put it into the wagon.
The wagon breaks, we have to go buy another one.
Captain Cupcake just tries to move and he's encumbered.
He can move up to 2,000 pounds. I know.
Well, he also has a dragon egg, so
That's true.
I don't know how much dragon eggs weigh.
5 pounds.
2,001 pounds.
Actually, I think it is like 100 and 150, somewhere around there.
Alright, so you guys go, you carouse, you tell stories, you sell beer. People frequently note that it tastes exactly like the ale that was sold by the previous aleman.
I'll also pass around surveys to see about making it better.
You notice a lot of them say it could have more of an aroma on the nose. Perhaps slightly more malty, less hoppy.
I will start making notes.
One guy says you should probably let it actually sit for a while, longer than a day.
That probably would help.
A couple months is the generally recommended.
I don't have time to wait.
It's really good with this jerky.
Yeah.
A few people comment on the jerky, and they're like, it has an unusual spice mixture. I can't quite identify what it is.
Drink more ale. It gets better.
I suggest to Keithan that I've heard that if you mix in some black dragon baby meat into the mixture while you're brewing, it'll actually enhance strength.
Too soon.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. I do want to make a Dragon's Breath whiskey.
Hmm.
Aged in oaken dragons. But
Yes.
Alright.
Charred dragons.
charred, okay. So morning comes, and unless you guys have anything you desire to do, you can feel free to set out to wherever you want.
Let's go to that new town. Yeah, let's catch up to what's his name, right?
Was that the long rest then?
This would have been a long rest.
And we level up now. Then.
And you would level up.
Oh, sweet.
Is there a music shop in Greenest?
A music shop?
Yeah.
You can ask around at the bar, and they're like, there's no music shop, there's a musician.
Are we doing feats?
I'll go to him.
If you desire to do feats, you can.
All right.
To do a feat, you do not get the...
Yep. Do not get the +2.
So.
Well, that's good because I already took feats.
There you go.
I have the same 2 feet I've had.
Heyo. Alright, so will you look at that?
Where would I put feats in here? Would that be under like skills or something? Or
Under background, probably
background?
is where I've been putting it.
Yeah, because there's no feats section, which is really kind of funny. Oh, wait.
You can put it under class too.
There's an other class abilities, notes, and feats section.
Yep.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yep.
And based on what the feat is, you also have attributes and abilities that you can actually macro in. So.
Noob question: when you multi-class,
Mhm.
right?
You're doing it
Let's
wrong.
say I go with a fighter.
Yep.
I just add the hit points from the new class. I don't retroactively increase my hit points from previous levels?
Yeah. So
Correct.
when you take on a new class, so you'd be Rogue 3, Fighter 1.
Right.
You would roll the fighter hit die and still add your Constitution modifier. And then whenever you level up, you would roll the hit die for the class that you are leveling.
Okay.
So if you level up
So
Rogue,
you just
you don't roll the higher hit die, you would roll the
Right.
Rogue hit die.
so you just gained a hit die for fighter. Is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So you would get another D10. You can roll it, or you can take the average.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the average.
Good
Lame.
man. Why live?
He
Dangerous.
should have 3d8s and 1d10 hit die.
Yeah, so that's also important too, because when we take a short rest, you can take any one of those you want.
Yeah.
All right, so Keithan went to the local musician, a bard named Bartholomew. Hopefully, I never have to remember that. And as you walk into his essentially studio, more or less, he just kind of look at you in a sing-song voice. He's like, "Welcome, good sir. What can I do for you?"
I want to buy a kazoo.
Oh man, about a kazoo.
A kazoo, you say?
Yes, do you by chance have one?
He kind of laughs slightly, and he's like, I may have one. Let me.
It's not in there. Just make it up. I just want a kazoo.
Yeah. So he kind of looks at you and he goes, I have an old kazoo. I'll be honest, I have not played the kazoo since I was a wee young child. So it may be a tad old, it may be a tad off key, but kazoos never are on key.
Exactly. That's why I'm good at it.
And, so he kind of like rummages around a few drawers and finally he pulls out a kazoo. And he's just like, tell you what, because I never play it and because all instruments deserve to be played from time to time, I'm willing to part with it for a mere 5 silver.
Deal. And I give him 5 silver.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I will be on my way.
Yep. Enjoy it. Play it well. Play it wisely. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. So would you guys like to, if you have not already, would you like to roll for your hit points?
Oh,
Nope.
I took the
Taking the
average.
average.
I'm
Did it-
taking an average.
So, did everyone just take average?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Play it safe.
I would always roll, and I would have the worst character ever. This
I
is,
rolled once.
This is why I play the DM. I can choose my hit points.
Hey Sean, did you remember to add your Constitution modifier?
Of 0, yeah, I definitely added that.
Definitely. Roll a -1.
Wait, what? You have a -1?
No, I have 0.
I'm just teasing now.
Oh. Okay, here's a question. So I honestly don't know this. If you had a negative Constitution modifier, would you subtract that from your?
Yes.
Yeah, you would.
Minimum of 1 per level, though.
So let's say hypothetically, I met a character that had like a -3 Constitution modifier, and I'm like a wizard.
Good choice.
Technically, you can't because 8's the lowest.
Okay, true. I would
But
allow
if
people.
If it was a home game and rolling was allowed,
Yeah.
yeah, you could.
I mean, I would allow people to do like the 46, keep 3, and so arguably you could have a 3 if you rolled 4 once.
Trust me, I've done it. I killed him off very fast.
I would imagine you would, even if not by choice. All right, so do you guys choose to head out to Eltruel, or do you wish to go anywhere else? What do you desire? The world is your oyster. Keithan, you are engulfed in purple flames.
He gets
I-
a saving throw.
I actually don't have that spell.
Oh. I got my hopes up.
I would have failed.
Ethan, do we have all the wagons that you want?
Yeah, for now, Captain Cupcake should be able to handle the
Okay.
load for the time being.
And we've got horses aplenty.
Yep. You each have a horse waiting for you in the stables.
Hey-o.
All right.
I will put my saddle on the horse and make sure I have my lance with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with whatever's free.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you guys are getting the horses, the stable hand just comes up to you guys, and he's like, "Do you know where you are headed to find Ultrawell?"
You know, that's a great question.
I do. I'm a cartographer, and I have this map.
Do you actually...
I came from the north, so I would think that I probably have a map already of the pathway.
Okay.
If not, please, young kid.
Nope, it's not going to
Fill up my
focus. Not going to focus. All right.
I have it.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Hey, so do I.
So he kind of says, he's like, well, if you follow the road here slightly to the east, east-northeast, you can then head north through Burdusk, essentially head towards the second sun, if you will.
You are confusing us all get out, kid.
Yeah, is there some kid speaking in riddles?
He just kind of looks at you guys confused.
Kind of dumb.
One man tells the truth, the other one... I was never good at this one.
If you start heading north, you'll see a second sun in the sky. Or what appears to be a second sun. There's a giant orb hanging above Eltrawell that shines all day, every day. It is never dark there.
Is it a sunny day right now, Brian?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use Druidcraft, and I'm going to make a depiction of the current weather appear in my hand. I'm just going to kind of hold it in the sky and go like this.
He kind of looks at it and he kind of points at one point, and he's like, here you'll see a second sun as you get close. Just head straight under it and you'll find Eltrawell.
Okay.
Very well. Thank you, young kid.
No.
Farewell, dude. And we will.
Dude.
It's like you remind me of a young child on a show I once watched.
Keeping in a half shell, turtle power.
Yeah.
One last question before we head out. We've got this bracer and dagger. You can probably get a short rest while we're riding somebody if they would like to attune to it.
Interesting. It's acid resistance, correct?
Yes, it is.
Who uses daggers?
I don't.
Auger.
I used to, but then I just went 2-weapon fighting style, and now I can use a short sword in my offhand, so...
You can still use a dagger, too.
Assuming it's a dagger, or assuming it's a +1, you could do 2 through 5 damage instead of 1 through 6.
It may not be a magic dagger in that sense.
Right.
I'd
The
like the
sense
chance.
I got from it is when you wield both of them in the same hand, you get acid resistance.
Right. There's no damage bonus.
Right.
But I like the idea that there's a potential that it could be cursed, and Twidget could end up with that curse. So let's go with that.
Thanks,
I feel
Vendetta.
like he's reading into a previous conversation.
So, does anyone want to take it? Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of pack it away and hold on to it. Okay. Sean was really the one that I was expecting to.
Oh, okay.
If someone-
I'll take it.
If someone was going to, you don't have to.
Question.
I could use it to figure out what happens.
Can I, duct tape it to my shield and still get the benefit?
Yeah, if I'm just holding on to it, is that legit, even though I'm not using it?
Gabe, or sorry, not Gabe, Aranor, who osmosis to the weapon, is pretty sure that it has to be in your hand. So both of the bracer and the blade have to be touching, or the handle of the blade has to be touching your skin.
So, if I stab it through my hand, but I still wield another weapon, is that... Because it's in my hand.
Okay.
Anyway, alright.
I'm going to hand it to Keithan because if someone is going to need the acid resistance, I'm going to bet it's going to be him.
That's probably a good bet.
So put the bracer on and just hold the dagger in your pocket.
If we decide that it really is only resistance, I can hang on to it too.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't really do anything for melee combat,
Yep.
I can make use of it and
Whoops.
Allow you guys to still have weapons that are actually useful.
All right. Otherwise, anything else that we want to do before we actually leave?
I look around for thieves' cant.
You do not see any thieves' cant outside of what you saw the other day.
All right,
What is going on?
thieves' cant.
I just rolled 3d20 and the first two critted.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Wait, no, bad.
No, nice. He got him out.
That's true.
But
He used that on my thieves'
But you
cant.
don't know what they were for.
For my thieves' cant.
That was to determine if the parent dragon is coming to look for that egg.
All right, so
It is very well disguised.
Yeah. So as you guys head out, you've kind of, through the aid of the kid in the stables and the people in town, you've deduced that it'll be about a 6-day ride to Eltruel. If you're going at a decent clip, you're not pushing the horses to their full extent, but you're not just walking them. Would you like to go at that speed, or would you like to expedite the trip and go as fast as you think you can? What would you desire?
It actually equals out as long as we don't get new horses, so normal pace is fine. It's like if we try to push them as hard as we can, it's no faster than the fast pace.
Sure. Normal pace is fine.
All right.
I think normal should be efficient.
Yep.
All right. So as you guys are going about, the first 2 days pass with nothing odd out of the ordinary. And on the third day, as you guys are going, I'm going to draw a map here.